I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to take back your power and transcend the physical realm. How to transcend the physical realm and take back your power as a divine creator, because that's what you are. You're a divine creator of your reality, whether you realize it or not. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can take back that power, how to transcend this physical realm that you're in, not by escaping it, not by running away from it, but by moving deeper into it and manifesting exactly what you want. And also in that process, naturally let go of what you do not want, almost effortlessly, almost like magic, where what you don't want just fades away as if it never even existed. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. And the first thing I want to share with you is to care about your vibration more than the circumstances of your life. Care about the vibration more than the circumstances. Now, does this mean that you neglect the circumstances? No, in fact, I encourage you to fully honor the human experience, the physical body, everything about the fact that you're human, to fully honor that. So what do I really mean when I'm saying to care about your vibration more than the circumstances? Well, one thing I'm not saying is to neglect the physical body and to neglect the physical realm and to dishonor the physical realm. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to run away from where you are. I'm not saying to pretend that certain things don't exist. But what I am saying is not to emotionalize what you don't prefer to be experiencing, because you have only a certain amount of emotional energy on this planet as a human being. And what most people do is they emotionalize what they don't want. And if you're emotionalizing what you don't want, all that is really showing you is that your spirit, this is not an attack, it's just a fact, is not at a certain level, not you in particular, but anybody is at a certain level. Their spirit is still at a point where they are not seeing that they have a choice and a free will choice to emotionalize exactly what they prefer to be experiencing. So if you're resisting what you don't want, you're actually giving it more energy, because again, what you resist actually persists. So if you don't really know how to care about your vibration more than the circumstances, the first thing you want to do is don't resist what you don't want. And there's nothing to fear, because everything exists already. There's nothing that doesn't exist. So if you stop resisting what you don't want and you allow yourself to become at the very least neutral with where you are, you're not giving energy to what you don't want anymore. You're still here, you're still in the present moment, but you feel at the very least what some people call just in a state of acceptance. What you can do is take a few deep breaths, connect to the present moment, and connect to that deeper intelligence that is already here now. But that's not all. What you want to do also is give yourself permission to use your imagination. So step 2 to this process, really, which is going to be connected to step 1, the way that you care about your vibration more than the circumstances, number 2, is to give yourself permission to assume what you desire to be true already. Now, it's important to honor where you're at, because you do want to use affirmations, you do want to use the law of assumption if you want, and you can even use gratitude if you want, but you don't want to be lying to yourself and using thoughts that are contradicting too much where you are. You want it to be believable for you. So if you're using gratitude and you don't believe that you can shift into that timeline right now where you're already grateful for what you want, then don't use gratitude. Maybe the law of assumption is going to be more powerful for you. Assume what you want to be true. I'm going to make a lot of videos soon upcoming on the law of assumption, because the law of assumption, in my opinion, can even be 50x more powerful than the law of attraction in certain ways, depending on the way that you want to look at it. But what I encourage you to do is give yourself permission to assume what you want to be true. Whether if a person sees you in a certain way, whether if you come off in a certain way as you're going through life, don't believe in your fear. Don't believe in your fears, because your fears manifest onto themselves. Don't believe in your fears. Allow yourself to not listen to your fears. Honor where you are. Don't resist where you are, but then assume what you want to be true. Assume that you can be who you prefer to be, and to allow yourself to embody the state of being that you want. Now, quick little bonus here, the key is to feel it in your heart space, because the emotion is where the manifestations really come from. And when you feel into the heart space and you expand your heart and you allow yourself to feel things that you've never felt before, that's where the emotional energy comes in, and that's where the manifestation starts to come in as well, because your thoughts are almost like electric signals that you're sending out into the universe, but you want to connect it with your heart space. You want to connect it with your heart space. So this is pretty much how you transcend the physical realm, is you, at the very least, are in a state of non-resistance to this present moment. Now, I don't mean to accept the present moment and feel bad. I mean, at the very least, a neutral state of being where you just feel peaceful. You feel good. There's nothing bad. You don't see anything as bad. I'm not saying to intentionally sit in something that you really don't prefer in terms of a vibration of intention. Don't emotionalize what you do not want. That's the key. Don't be emotionalizing and giving intentions to what you don't want. Neutralize your experience. Then from there, give yourself experience to be in the imaginative realm as much as possible, if you want. Now, if the imaginative realm becomes too blissful, because don't get me wrong, the imaginative realm is great, but it can become too much. It become too expansive. Your heart can open up, things start to happen fast. You start to manifest exactly what you want. You see that you're a creator. Things start changing. Things start morphing. You start getting more money if that's what you want. The relationships that you want start to come in. You're setting intentions. You're calling in what you want. You're seeing your thoughts reflect to your reality real time as you're using your thoughts. That can become intense. Slow down if it's too much, because too much bliss is not good either, right? Too much things happening at once, too much change, too much transformation, too much breaking down of the old and then stepping into the new. Well, that's not really taking care of your vibration if it's too much. Slow down a little bit. You know, go back to the present moment. And it's not that when you're imagining, you're not in the present moment, because of course everything exists in the now. But I mean, come back to that space of neutrality. I guess that's a better way of saying it. And then from there, you can be in the imaginative realm once again if you want to be. The key is to play with the feminine and the masculine energies, but never be in a space of emotionalizing what you don't want. Because if you're slowing down, you get exactly what you want. You're slowing down and you're, so to speak, integrating all these things that you've expanded into, heart expansion. Just slow down a little bit. And then if you want to expand again, then you expand. And then if that becomes too much, well, then slow down again. And so you always get what you want. Whether you're slowing down or you're expanding, you're never not getting what you want. Once you really understand this play, which is a play, by the way, it is a play. Life is meant to be a play. Hello, Sadhguru. Why would I say Sadhguru, by the way? Because Sadhguru always says hello, hello. You got to realize that we are meant to be in a play. Hello, isn't that why you're here to be on this planet? To play? Did you come here to be a victim? Or did you come here to be a divine creator that plays? When you're in a dream state, when you're dreaming at night and you become lucid, what's the first thing you do? You start to play. You don't complain about how where you are is bad. It's not like you wake up from a dream and you're like, oh my God, I need to fix what's here. No, you just see where you are and then you start imagining, you start transforming, you start changing, you start shifting into new things. I remember that when I had a lucid dream for the first time, the first thing that I did was just start flying around in the sky. I just started flying. I was like, let me fly. Let me see what I can do in this realm. How can I explore this realm? How can I get the most out of this realm? How can I get the most possible, powerful, most playful, most enjoyable experiences? Not from a space of attachment, but just knowing who I am, I guess accepting the present moment, but being, I guess a better way is to say a space of neutrality, knowing that I'm in a dream, and then from there, I just fly around the goddamn dream. Now, that's what you're here for, in my opinion. That voice crack. You got to realize that that's what you're here for, in my opinion. You're here to play. You're here to play. What else would you be here for other than to play? You know? And that's my just opinion. You can disagree with that if you want. If you think that that reality is about being neutral forever, I disagree. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I disagree. I don't believe that reality is about being neutral. If that's what you genuinely want, then maybe it is for you. But for me personally, my consciousness, where my consciousness is at, I'm not saying it's good or bad or high or lower or whatever. I'm just saying that's where I'm at. You could see it as high, you could see it as lower. I don't see anything as higher or lower or worse or better or good or bad anymore. I just see it as it is what it is, okay? So I don't see myself as higher or lower than you. I'm just another human being. But where I'm at, however you want to perceive that, higher or lower, I'm not an authority figure. I'm just another being. That's another human being. Or am I being human? That's for you to decide. But what I want you to see is that I believe we came here to play. So give yourself permission to just play, to assume what you want to be true. Don't feel guilty, don't feel bad. Don't even think that it's a bad thing, because you're allowed to want what you want. I always make that clear in my videos. You are allowed to want what you want. Now, number 3, and this is incredibly powerful, is to allow yourself to be God of your reality, not anybody else's reality, not to control anybody else. You're not here to control people. You're not here to control circumstances. You're not here to control anything outside of you. But one thing you do have control over always is your inner state of being. You always have control over that. You always have control over your state of being, whether it's being at the very least in a state of neutrality or expanding as much as you prefer to expand. Give yourself permission to be fully God of your reality, to see reality how you want to see, to assume what you want to assume that people perceive you in a certain way, to assume that a specific person even sees you in a certain way, to assume that you come off a certain way to people, to assume whatever you want, to become grateful that what you want is already here now. Let me ask you this. If you were in a dream, what would you manifest? Congrats, you're already in a dream. That's how you should be living your life right now. Of course, honoring the physical realm and kind of this consensus reality that we live in, but you gotta see that you're living in a goddamn dream. Like seriously, like own that. Be what you actually want to be. If you've ever become lucid in a dream, again, for me personally, the first thing that I did was start to fly around and create a ton of shit. And if you've never been in a lucid dream before, then you probably have seen that you probably do something similar. Maybe you didn't fly, but you do whatever, you know? So you maybe even manifest a person, maybe even have sexual experiences in the dream if that's what you wanted. Did you feel bad for that? No, because the other person that you had sex with in the dream was a reflection of you. There's nothing to feel bad about, because anybody outside of you is a reflection of your own energy. What you choose actually chooses you. And this goes way beyond people, by the way. Yes, it applies to people, but people are just one aspect of consciousness. It even applies to circumstances. I remember that when I live in this condo here, and at some point it hit me that this condo has like a spirit to it. It's like almost like I chose this condo, and this condo almost chose me in a certain way. And that can sound really weird. It's like, for instance, that sounds kind of weird to say it in that way. But it's like you want to tap into, and some people talk about this, I'm pretty sure in a book called Reality Transfer, which I haven't read completely, but a lot of YouTubers talk about this book in the Law of Attraction community. It's this thing called outer intention, right? Where you kind of assume that what you want also wants you. And if you have that mentality, you'll see that it is the case, because the timeline version of that person that genuinely also wants you, their thoughts will sync with your thoughts, and how you perceive them and how they perceive you will be in a similar way, most likely, because the law of attraction states that what you are attracted to is attracted to you. So if you're genuinely attracted to somebody and you perceive them in a certain way, even when you're using your thoughts, they are genuinely going to feel that back. And that's going to be with a person or a circumstance or anything. So that is you giving yourself permission to be God of your reality, to see that whatever you choose, that circumstance or person or thing will choose you if you give yourself permission to see it in that way. If you don't want to see it in that way and you feel guilty and you feel bad because I'm not allowed to be a creator and I'm not allowed to be who I really am, which that's what you really are, by the way. It's a divine creator where you choose something and it chooses you, in my opinion. Is it an opinion, or is it the truth of reality? That's for you to decide. I'm not here to convince you of anything. But that's what it means to become God. That's what it means to become God of your reality, is to see that you can choose anything. You can choose anything. You can choose the right thoughts that are going to be in alignment with what you want. You can take the right actions that are in alignment with those thoughts. That's what we call aligned, inspired action, which is going to be genuinely enjoyable for you. It's not going to feel bad. It's not going to feel difficult. It's going to be a genuinely enjoyable, not even just neutral, but passionate process, right? Passion, joy, That's what's going to come into your reality. So I encourage you to really be sitting with that. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Also, please hit the like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are the creators of their reality, and that they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible. And hitting that like button does help the YouTube channel push the videos out to more people. It does help the YouTube algorithm push the channel out to more people, and it helps them to get access to what I believe to be incredibly valuable content. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.